everybody, my name is Shannon. This is Cosmic Goddess Healing. Welcome into my beautiful divine feminines, my divine masculines, my star seeds, my soul tribe. Welcome in to anybody that feels guided and aligned to come on in and watch my content and my videos. I'm super grateful to have you here. There's a powerful message to be said when something keeps making the videos not happen. This is the second attempt that I'm trying to record this, and I know the message is good when something is trying to stop the message from getting out, and I had that feeling instantly. I was trying to use my microphones again, and they died. They kept dying in the middle of me trying to record, or a call would come in. So I kept getting interrupted, or the sound would block off. It was crazy. And I just had this thought as I went to grab my AirPods, because I thought, you know what, I can always trust the AirPods. They're like the last resort. But I know they pick up the echo because I'm in a basement and there's just an echo down here. It is what it is. But I was like, this is a powerful message. And this is a channeled message, by the way, for those of you that come and love the card readings. I will be posting a card reading, but this is not a card reading. This is going to be a channeled message. I mean, the title, I believe, says it all. I'm still kind of in the stages of coming up with the title, but it's going to be along the lines of, for those of us waking up to how the corporate world has enslaved us. Enslaved us of our time and enslaved us of our own creativity, and has shut us down and made us a society that is trained from school age, is what I'm going to talk about. We are trained from the school age to get ready to work an 8-hour day where your time is not your time anymore, and you are a slave to somebody else's dreams and somebody else getting rich. That seems so messed up to me, that we are training our kids to go out and be a part of this broken system. And when I sat with it today, so you know what, let me rewind. I'm getting ahead of myself. I feel like I have so many thoughts right now that are I need to share, and I'm not great with sometimes taking those thoughts and the best way to present it to you guys. So I'm gonna slow it down right now. Take a breath, center myself. It started with me feeling very angry yesterday. I get my weekends off. That's it. I work a 40-hour work week like most others in a corporate job, the 9 to 5. Although yes, I enjoy what I'm doing now, and that was only since November, middle of November, when I got this promotion to be a training specialist, where I now have some autonomy to be a creator. I help create programs. I help create new sections for our new hires. So I have an element of creation in my job, and that's what I like about it. I don't like being a slave 8.5 hours of my day to somebody else's dreams and making somebody else wealthy while I simply survive. While I get paid just enough to survive, this is wrong to me. This feels so wrong. It's like I'm waking up to this as I'm moving through my journey. And if you're part of this collective, my collective, or even just the collective that's really waking up these days and has been waking up for many years, I feel like you're starting to tap into this as well. And you're starting to tap into how backwards this is, how wrong this is, how we are meant to create ourselves. We are all here as creators, co-creators. We are not here to live someone else's dream or create someone else's dream and wealth while we just simply accept we're just gonna survive. That's so wrong to me. So again, let me back this up, and this all started yesterday when I was like, this is bullshit that I have to spend one of my days off doing all of the adulting, I call it, the shopping, the cleaning, the laundry, the coming home and doing all the food preparation for the week, because I don't have time in my week to cook meals and do some of these things. So I have to cram all of it into Saturday if I want today, Sunday, to just relax, to meditate, to journal, to create, to make content. It's sad to me that I get one day a week where I can do this, and that's if I don't have plans to socialize and see friends and family. Like last weekend, there was no time for this. The whole weekend was taken up by, and not bad things. It was my mom's birthday, so the whole Sunday was gone for her surprise party and the preparation of the party and the cleanup of the party. And, Friday, Saturday, I was out with a girlfriend downtown, so by the time I got home on Saturday and did my groceries and all the things, there was no downtime last weekend. And I ended up going into the work week feeling completely drained, because I know me well enough now to know that I need downtime. I need some level of alone time, quiet time, to connect with my source, to connect with my soul, with myself. And if I don't get that, to jump right back into a work week again with no energy, I'm not good. And I felt it this past week. I was very overwhelmed in my job. I have all these meetings and prep work for the trip that I'm about to go on. And I felt like I was being pulled in 1,000 different directions, and I didn't want it. I used to have this saying, oh, I thrive in chaos. I love chaos. I thrive in that. That's bullshit. No, I don't. I don't want chaos in my life anymore. I don't want to be doing, going. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to live that way anymore. My soul doesn't want that anymore. And when I'm doing that, which I was yesterday, it was like, I'm going here, I'm going there, I gotta get the groceries, I gotta get to the mall to buy more stuff for the trip. My mind was going 1,000 miles per second. And my soul was like, no, this is not the state of being we align with anymore, Shannon. This is not a way to be anymore. This is not sustainable for you, for your nervous system, for your soul. And I felt it yesterday, but I kept pushing through it and doing, because I kept saying, well, when am I going to have time to do it? The trip is less than a couple of weeks away. I'm running out of weekends, because weekends are basically the only time that I have to go and get these things done. So I was feeling very angry yesterday that I had to cram all that stuff into a day, and how unfair that was. And then it got me thinking of my week, and could I have put some of these activities into the week? And the answer is no. I go to work. I finish work at 5. I go to the gym, because going to the gym is part of my healthy routine. By the time I finish up at the gym, we're talking 7 o'clock now. So I drink a shake on my way home from the gym. By the time I get home, it's now 7:30. I like to be in bed by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, so that I can get 8 hours of sleep, because I'm up at 5:30 in the morning the next day, so that I have time to film. So it feels like 40 hours of my life out of a week is being given away for peanuts at the end of the day. I make enough money to survive, basically. I'm making what some would say is a good salary too. It's a healthy salary. But my salary doesn't go up every year like the cost of living does. Wages don't increase, but the cost of living increases every year. Like, this system is broken. This system is so broken. And when I sat with it today, because I decided to sort of sit with this, I could feel myself this morning being called to this. And it's funny that if you can hear the track in the background, Larimar, what is he called? What is his channel called? It's Larimar Sound Alchemy. This guy is a bloody genius. Oh my God, when I listen to his soundtracks, I just feel like I'm connected to Source, I'm connected to me, I'm connected to Mother Gaia, I'm connected to the ancestors, like, instantly. And it's funny, YouTube was sort of playing in the background as I was cleaning up from breakfast and sort of getting some laundry on and doing more adulting. And this track came on, and instantly I could feel my soul calling me to the couch, calling me here to sit. And I did just that. I came, I sat with this, music, and I sat with the anger I was feeling and where all these thoughts are coming from. And it was my friend Rachel. I don't know if I said this already because I've tried making this video now so many times that I don't know what I said in this one and anyways, you get it. And my beautiful friend Rachel, who was here yesterday, was the one who brought up the idea that, we're trained at a young age in school to get ready for the broken system, to get ready for the corporate world, because that's what we're all trained to do as humans. Because I'm going to reference the notes I took while I was in meditation. And I started saying, working 8.5 hours per day for someone else's dream and wealth. Where is time for mine? Where is time for my dream and my abundance? In the 2 days I get off, where one of those days is spent adulting, and one day a week I get to focus on my dreams and my wealth, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. And it was 11:11 when I said that. I wrote down, this seems wrong. And then I started receiving information, almost like answers, that our minds were enslaved by distorted masculine thinking. And if you look, there's information out there that talks about like alien beings, whatever, the reptilians and all of these like lower vibrational beings that got into the minds of humanity and brought this distorted masculine thinking into the minds of a lot of leaders, that they created this broken society with all of these distorted masculine systems and ways of thinking. So I put, our minds were enslaved by distorted masculine thinking. This is the thinking, this is the distorted thinking, and I feel this, where you have to work harder and longer to achieve abundance. You have to climb the corporate ladder. You've got to go and get some sort of degree at university and to be valuable. Where does our artistic ability fall into that? Where does allowing ourselves to be creators fall into that? And it says, I put nowhere in there, so funny I just said that, nowhere in there are we being allowed to shine or show our creativity. We are being trained from children to prove yourself. You need to climb the ladder. You need to prove yourself to somebody else, but it's to someone else's dream and achieving someone else's abundance. So why the hell are we trying to climb this ladder of, okay, yeah, you might earn a little bit more money, but you're killing yourself for that. You've got no time with your family. And even when I was thinking about it, you think about all of these big successful people in the corporate world, half of them have had divorces, they don't have relationships with their families or their children's, they have no goals, like no dreams of their own, nothing to really call their own. They're just making somebody else's dream come alive and creating wealth for somebody else. But they're being tricked into thinking, well, you have this title and you're making a lot more money now. So they're almost being tricked into thinking, I don't know how to say this. They're being tricked into thinking this is what they want. That this is an achievement for them. But how is this an achievement when this isn't your dream, or you're creating wealth and like for somebody else? It's crazy to me. And I put, it's like this distorted masculine energy of overworking wanted to subdue or shut down our creativity so we would become dependent on their systems and beliefs. That was another thought I got. This distorted energy didn't want us to tap into our creativity, because that's where power is. When you are tapped into your creativity, you are connecting to source. Creativity is source energy, divine energy. So when we are tapped into that, you start remembering shit like I am doing right now. The more more you start tapping into this divine energy, the more you start waking up to what the fuck is wrong in the world right now, and there is a lot wrong. And I think more and more people like me spreading these messages, which somebody kept trying to block this message coming out today, but it's coming out. And I'm speaking the message because it's important. It's important. More of us need to wake up to this and recognize, why are we giving 40 hours of our week away to somebody else's dream and somebody else's wealth, when we should be tapping into our own dreams and our own creativity? This is crazy to me. And we're supposed to be grateful for that. We're supposed to be grateful that we have this job. And to me, it might sound ungrateful, but no. I want to create. I want to have my own dreams and my own abundance and wealth. And I don't want to be chained to someone else's time clock where I have to be accountable for 8.5 hours of my day to somebody else. Like, I don't want, that feels like enslavement to me now. I feel like I'm a slave right now, and I'm done. I don't want to be a slave to this anymore. And I put, look at all the people leaving societal norms to go live in vans. I'm seeing more and more people popping up on YouTube talking about quitting their corporate jobs and going and living in vans and traveling around, because they're sick of it too, and they're waking up to this truth that we have been enslaved by the corporate system, which is attached to a distorted masculine thinking for far too freaking long. But it's changing. I feel it. The fact that these messages are coming out now and channeling through people like me, it's to wake people up, to get people thinking, because the more and more of us that start standing up to this and saying, wait a minute, no, why do I have to give 40 hours of my life away every week for 40 to 50 years of my life? And then what, when I'm older, my body's given out, my knees are bad, my back is bad, then I get to go and enjoy my life? There is something wrong with that. But we've all accepted that, like, that's okay, that's normal, that's what our parents did and their parents did, so we just accept this as normal. But I don't accept this anymore. This way of being in our society is wrong, and I don't accept it anymore. I don't for me. I can't speak for you, but if you're watching this and you're still in 17 minutes into this video, I feel you feel it too. And you're waking up to this truth that this is a broken system that needs to be changed. This is crazy. We should have time for our own dreams and our own creations, and we don't. Because by the time you're done working that 8.5 hour day, and for those of you that have little kids and you still have to go home and collect your kids and make dinner and lunches for tomorrow, where is the time for you? Where is the time for you in a day? There isn't any. And that's not right. To me, that's not right. You're killing yourself to make somebody else's dreams a possibility and somebody else rich, while you basically survive and have to be grateful for that. That's so fucked up. To me, that's so messed up. Excuse the language. I'm just very passionate about this. I put, we are always having to prove ourselves worthy in the corporate world just to earn enough to survive. This is wrong. We are worthy just as we are, but the distorted masculine energies controlling this world don't want you to remember that, as that makes you powerful. And they want you asleep. They want you to forget. They want you to be thinking that you do need to prove yourself by climbing that corporate ladder. They want you confused. They want you thinking you've just achieved something with that promotion, but no, you haven't. You're still living and working and killing yourself for somebody else's dream and somebody else's wealth achievements. It's wrong. I put, it's a broken system, but we are waking up to it. One person at a time waking up to this is how we are going to change it. Remembering who you are as a soul and that you are a creator. And maybe like me, your whole life, because of the crappy homes you grew up in or whatever, where you had parents that were so embedded into the societal beliefs and systems, you thought you weren't a creator. You thought you weren't creative. You thought you had nothing to offer, but I'm here to tell you, you do, my friend. You are a creator. And when you you are creating, you are in your purest form. You are in your purest state because you are connected to source when you are in creator mode. And that is the place we are moving into in this new earth. 2026 is the beginning of people waking up to remembering that we've been enslaved for such a long time, that we get to be creators too. I don't want to make someone else's dreams. I just don't want to be doing 40 hours a week when it's not my dream. What am I actually working towards here? Just another promotion? Whoop-de-fucking-do. I don't want the next promotion. The next promotion I want is me creating things for me. Creating more time in my day to create, to do the things that I love. This is what I want as my next promotion. So many are closed off to their source, and source is the creative flow. And so many of us are so busy being distracted, but no more. We are waking up. We are waking up. I don't want busy and chaos anymore. My soul doesn't align with that, and that's why I was so angry yesterday. Because my soul was trying to scream at me, Shannon, this is not a way of being. My nervous system was so out of whack yesterday. I felt like anxiety all day. I felt like there was so much to be done, and I just was in a state of absolute chaos within and around me. And I'm done. I am craving slower time. I want time to create. And I don't know about you, but like, did you feel like the minute we stepped into February, everything sped up? The minute we stepped into the month of February, I felt like I was being pulled in 1,000 different directions, and half of it was shit that I didn't even want to be doing, but I had to do. For my job, for jobs. It was really job stuff, mostly. And I didn't even get to go to the gym last week because a few hours in the evening was the only time I could get to myself, and even then, I didn't really get time to myself because I had to do preparation for the trip. People were calling me and wanting to talk. Like, I still didn't even really get downtime, you know? I put, we are creators looking to get paid to exist and create in ways that we want. Corporate world people, and this was a really good point I thought of, and this has been something I felt, and I've even witnessed it as I moved up and got this promotion, and I used to be at the bottom. I'll call it the bottom of the food chain. When you're in the sales role in that company, you were at the bottom of the food chain in terms of salary, how you get treated, all the things. And when I got the promotion, it was almost like all of a sudden people recognized me, and I had a voice all of a sudden, and I mattered more. But like, it's the people at the bottom that make the company what it is. If you don't have the salespeople, there's nothing. There is no business. There is no anything. But yet the people at the bottom are the ones that get treated like shit. The people at the bottom get paid the least. They have no voice, and they are looked down upon. How is that possible? But that is the broken system of the corporate world. The people that actually make the business because they're out on the ground, they're selling your products, those are the people that deserve the most, because without them, you have nothing. You have no job, you have no business, you have nothing without those people, yet those people are the ones that get stomped on and treated the worst, and this makes no sense to me. And how we've all just been okay with this for so long is like, I feel sick about it, to be honest. Because I was someone that was okay with it too, but being in this job and getting this promotion and seeing this, like it's almost like I've been able to really step back and be the observer and see this, and it's sad. It's really sad to me. And I put, how is nobody else angry about this? Like, I feel like, am I the only one that's seeing this? And I'm hoping people will comment and agree with me on this. And I'm praying that more and more people are waking up to this. Businesses would have nothing if the people at the bottom didn't exist. So why are they getting treated the worst and paid the least? Our system is so backwards, and I'm so fed up. I'm done being a slave to this broken system, and I'm finding a way out. And that is my, what's the word? That's my promise to myself, that by the end of this year, I am not going to be a slave to this anymore. I feel like I'm just going against what my soul wants every day now, because there's no time left for me to create. By the time I finish giving 8.5 hours of my time and energy to somebody else's dream and somebody else's wealth, my brain is done. I don't have anything left in me to give. I don't have anything left in me to create, and that's not fair. That's not right. I need time for my dreams and my creations too. And something that came up was, a way you know that you're sort of going against what your soul desires is you will feel anger, you will feel frustration, sadness, depression. All of those lower vibrational feelings are a very good indicator that you are not in alignment with what your soul desires. And that is a good indication for you to take a step back and check in with yourself to really see, what do I need? What does my soul truly desire? Because clearly I'm not doing what my soul wants if I'm feeling this anger, frustration, resentment, jealousy, depression. All these things are indicators that you are not in alignment with your soul's truest calling. And that was it. That was all the notes that I took, but I don't know. I really felt like this needed to be talked about today. I'm very curious if others out there feel this way, if you're also waking up to this like enslavement of the corporate system, and if you're fed up with it just like I am, and if your soul is craving more time to create, like ideally, I would love it. I mean, if we just worked even a 4-hour day, and I don't mean go working for someone else's dream. I mean, my ideal life would be, I get to just get up without feeling this chaos of, oh my God, I gotta get ready. Oh my God, I gotta do this. I have to be at work at this time because I need to clock in because that's what time they say I have to start, and I still need to shower, and I still need to film. I don't wanna have my days like that anymore. I wanna just get up and be able to have a coffee, enjoy the morning, enjoy some meditation time and some journaling, then jump into some creation for like 3 to 4 hours. And then I don't want to feel burnt out anymore. And I'm feeling burnt out all the time lately. Like I'm done. I'm so tired of it. So yeah, that's my spiel for today. That was what I started channeling in today. I feel so much better. I'm so grateful that I listened to the call to come on this couch, to sit with myself, to sit with my soul, and journal this, because I was so angry yesterday and I almost felt it coming into this morning a little bit. But it was just because I have this like anxious energy within me because of this anxious energy started in the month of February, where I feel like I always have to be doing something again. And I feel guilty for not, but then it's almost like there's so many things that I need to be doing that there isn't even any time actually for me to just sit and do nothing, but today I sort of went a little nuts yesterday so that I could have today to do nothing but what I love, which is creating. So I hope this speaks to someone out there. Thank you if you stuck in for the whole 29 minutes of this. I love you guys. I am going to post a card reading as well for today, but I hope this really spoke to somebody. And if you're fed up with it, comment. Let me know in the comments so I know I'm not alone in this. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have a blessed day, everyone. Mwah.